Yeah, how is everyone doing? Good, I hope. This is the Sega Saturn, and this is the Sega Saturn was first released in Japan in 1994, and this is what it looked like. This is the very first version of the Sega Saturn, and I think it looks cool with the grey and the blue buttons, and had the power light there and access light, and pretty cool. And the card slot there, I have an action replay card, so I'll put that in there, acts as a memory card, and we can play games from other regions like Europe and America and stuff. So the Sega Saturn is awesome, and that's the open button, and it takes CDs, music CDs, games on CDs, and it's awesome. I love it. It was just a shame it turned out to be a failure in the end, but there's hundreds of great games on the Sega Saturn, and there's loads of games in Japan that were never released because it was a failure in America, it's a failure in Europe, but not in Japan, And the Sega Saturn, it's awesome, 32-bit system. And the main problem with the Sega Saturn that it's hard to program for because of all the processors that it has, Like the Sony PlayStation and other systems only had one processor. This one has two, and programmers didn't know how to program two CPUs at once, so they couldn't get the full power out of the Sega Saturn. But some developers could, but not many, and many of them weren't willing to put in the extra hard work to get the game to run on the Sega Saturn, because the Sony PlayStation was easier to program for, it was cheaper, it was 100 quid cheaper, and everyone had one, so it wasn't the game designers weren't motivated to put in the hard work to make a decent 3D game for the Sega Saturn, but some did, like Lobotomy Software. They actually had to take the Saturn apart to get first-person shooter games to run on it, because after the failure of Doom on the Sega Saturn, everyone was just convinced that the Sega Saturn just couldn't do first-person shooters. Now, I love first-person shooters, and back in the day, I had my Sega Saturn. I chose the Sega Saturn because I love all the Sega games, like Virtua 42, Sega Rally, Daytona USA, Virtua Cop, all these games. So that's why I chose the Sega Saturn over the Sony PlayStation. But games that are coming out for the PlayStation, like Doom, Wipeout and Tekken, that were far superior than what the Saturn was offering. But the Saturn is capable, it just needs a bit more hard work. But so, like I said, Lobotomy Software proved everyone wrong that the Saturn can do first-person shooters correctly, but they had to take it apart, literally take it apart and figure out how to do it, And unfortunately, the graphics didn't pay off in their favour. They didn't continue on, as far as I know, so that's unfortunate. But the Sega Saturn, despite all this, it has a great library of games, in my opinion. Beat 'em ups, RPGs, there's tons of them, puzzle games, Sega games, arcade games, Afterburner, Outrun, you name it, Power Drift, tons of games. Resident Evil came out on the Sega Saturn, which is pretty cool, but it just failed in comparison to the PlayStation and the N64, because it was hard to program for, because it was more expensive, and the real nail in the coffin for the Sega Saturn was in America. They decided to release it in May of 1995 instead of September. And the reason why they did this is because Sega was scared of the PlayStation, because the PlayStation was coming out around the same time in September of 1995. So Sega panicked, and they thought if they had a 4-month lead on the PlayStation, it wouldn't matter how successful the PlayStation would be, but it didn't turn out that way, because the game developers weren't informed of the sudden launch, so the games weren't ready, and many were pissed off because of this and decided to release their games on the PlayStation only. So it backfired on Sega, this 4-month lead. the fact that it was still 100 quid more expensive, it was hard to program for. So, but like I said, it still has a great library of games. It has great features that the PlayStation and N64 didn't have. Like, you could watch VCD movies on this thing. You could put in the Sega Netlink, which was a modem. It could go online. So it had all these features, you know. But ultimately, the games was all that really matters. And the PlayStation, when it came out, it just steamrolled the Saturn, because I have to say, even though the Sega Saturn had a great library of games, the PlayStation just had far more, you know what I mean, even more than the N64. But Sega Saturn is still awesome in my opinion. And if Sega had made this the same as the PlayStation, just one processor, make it 299 instead of 399, and just released it when they said they were going to, it would have survived a bit longer. But in Japan, the Sega Saturn was more successful than over in Europe and America. And this is the model, the first model of the Sega Saturn, came out in 1994. The reason why I got it is because I'm a massive Sega Saturn fan. You know, so yeah, I think it looks awesome and pretty cool. But one thing to take of note is that this is a Japanese Sega Saturn, and it runs at 100 volts, where over here in Ireland you have 240 volts, so you have to get a step down converter. Otherwise, if you plug this into the socket over here without one, it'll blow up. So just a word of warning about that. If you're thinking about getting, if you live in Ireland or something, and you think about getting a Japanese Sega Saturn, just beware of the voltage, you know, because it needs 100 volts. Over here in Ireland it's 240, so you have to have a step down converter, otherwise you'll blow this thing up, you know what I mean. So that's the only thing, like, you know, and it looks awesome. So I just want to make a quick video about that. I hope everyone has a good day. Take care and bye bye.